Ladies and gentlemen, today we're diving into a truth that's as old as time but often overlooked: why men fall harder for women who let them go. It's not just about romance, it's about the profound lessons life teaches us through separation, struggle, and self-discovery. Imagine this: a man stands in the middle of a storm, rain pouring, winds howling, his world shaken. That storm is the moment she walks away. At first he might feel lost, confused, even broken. But here's the thing about storms: they don't just destroy, they cleanse. They reveal strength where weakness once lived. When a woman lets a man go, she's not just creating distance, she's handing him a mirror. A mirror that forces him to confront his reflection, his flaws, his fears, and his potential. It's in that moment of raw vulnerability that transformation begins. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who was comfortable, too comfortable in his life and relationship. He took his partner for granted, assuming she would always be there. One day she decided to leave, choosing her own peace over his complacency. He was shattered, but in that heartbreak he found his purpose. He started working on himself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Over time, he became the man he had always wanted to be, not for her, but for himself. And when they crossed paths years later, she didn't recognize him, not because he looked different, but because he was different. That's the power of letting go. Adversity doesn't break us, it remakes us. It's the chisel that carves out our character, the fire that forges our resilience. When you face loss, be it in love, work, or life, it's not the end of the road, it's the beginning of a new one. To the women in the audience, never be afraid to walk away from anything or anyone that doesn't honor your worth. Your value isn't diminished by their inability to see it. Sometimes letting go is the most loving thing you can do for them and for yourself. And to the men, when life shakes you, don't crumble. Rise. Use the pain as fuel, the loss as a lesson, and the challenge as a chance to grow. The hardest moments often lead to the greatest transformations. Now, let me leave you with this: a diamond isn't beautiful when it's found, it's beautiful because of the pressure it endures and the cuts it survives. Be the diamond, let life polish you, shape you, and make you shine. When a woman decides to let a man go, it creates a profound moment of reckoning, not just for the relationship, but for the man himself. It's not merely an act of separation, it's an invitation to introspection and transformation. Often, in the comfort of familiarity, people lose sight of the dynamics that foster respect, growth, and balance in a relationship. When the equilibrium shifts and a woman chooses to walk away, it compels the man to confront the realities of who he is and who he has been. This act of letting go is powerful because it challenges assumptions and disrupts complacency. In a world where relationships can sometimes fall into patterns of expectation, the decision to step away becomes a declaration of self-worth. It's as if she's saying, I value myself enough to seek something better for me and for you. This message resonates deeply, even if the man doesn't fully grasp its significance at first. For the man, the immediate response might be confusion, hurt, or even anger. But as time passes, the initial sting often gives way to a deeper understanding. He begins to replay moments in his mind, questioning his actions, his priorities, and his ability to truly connect. He's forced to ask, what did I miss? Where did I go wrong? These questions can be uncomfortable, even painful, but they are necessary. They become the seeds of growth. Growth, however, doesn't come automatically. It requires effort, reflection, and a willingness to change. This is where the power of letting go reveals itself most clearly. By stepping away, the woman creates space not just for herself, but for the man to explore his potential. In her absence, he finds the room to evaluate his behavior, confront his insecurities, and strive to become better. This process doesn't just happen in the realm of relationships, it spills over into every aspect of his life, his work, his friendships, his goals. This transformation isn't about winning her back, although that might be part of his motivation. It's about realizing that self-improvement is essential for any meaningful connection. A man who learns from being let go doesn't simply change for someone else, he changes for himself. The journey might start with heartache, but it leads to strength, clarity, and a renewed sense of purpose. The act of letting go is about empowerment both for the woman and the man. The woman reclaims her agency, demonstrating that she's not afraid to prioritize her well-being over the comfort of staying in a stagnant situation. The man, in turn, is presented with an opportunity to rise to the challenge. It's a test of character, resilience, and the capacity for growth. This process also underscores a universal truth about human relationships: love cannot thrive where there is complacency or imbalance. Genuine connection requires effort, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to growth. When these elements are missing, letting go becomes a necessary step toward creating a healthier dynamic, whether that's within the same relationship after growth has occurred or in future relationships that are built on stronger foundations. The power of letting go lies in its ability to spark change. It's not about punishment or playing games. It's about creating an environment where growth is possible. For the man, it's an invitation to become the best version of himself. For the woman, it's a reaffirmation of her self-worth. And for both, it's a reminder that sometimes the hardest choices are the ones that lead to the most profound transformations. Adversity has a unique way of shaping individuals, and when it comes to relationships, the pain of separation can often become a catalyst for remarkable personal growth. When a man experiences the loss of someone he cares deeply about, it forces him to face emotions he may have been avoiding and challenges him to rise above the pain. This is the transformative power of adversity. It doesn't just test us, it teaches us, strengthens us, and ultimately refines us into better versions of ourselves. When a woman lets a man go, the initial reaction is often one of shock, sadness, or even anger. It's natural to feel a sense of rejection, as if a part of one's identity has been stripped away. But this moment of vulnerability is where true strength begins to form. The absence of the relationship creates a void that demands to be filled not with distractions or temporary fixes, but with self-reflection and growth. A man in this position has two choices: to let the pain consume him or to let it motivate him. Those who choose the latter find that adversity becomes a powerful ally. It pushes them to reevaluate their priorities, their habits, and their mindset. They start to ask important questions. What did I contribute to this outcome? How can I improve? What do I truly want from my life and relationships? These questions, though difficult, are the foundation of growth. This process of self-examination often leads to significant changes. A man might decide to focus on his health, committing to physical fitness not just to look better but to feel stronger and more confident. He might turn to books, mentors, or courses to develop his emotional intelligence and better understand how to communicate and connect with others. He might set new goals for his career, realizing that his potential extends far beyond what he initially believed. The beauty of adversity is that it strips away excuses. It forces a man to confront his limitations and take responsibility for his actions or inactions. This accountability is what transforms pain into progress. In the absence of the relationship, he learns that his worth isn't defined by someone else's presence, but by his ability to rise above challenges and grow. Adversity fosters resilience. Once a man has faced the heartbreak of loss and emerged stronger, he becomes better equipped to handle future challenges. He understands that pain is temporary, that setbacks are opportunities in disguise, and that perseverance is the key to overcoming any obstacle. This resilience doesn't just make him a better partner in future relationships, it makes him a better person overall. It's also important to note that this growth benefits both individuals involved, even if they never reconnect. The woman, in letting go, often reclaims her own sense of power and self-worth. The man, in facing the adversity of loss, gains a deeper understanding of himself and his values. This mutual growth creates the potential for healthier, more balanced relationships in the future, whether with each other or with new partners. Adversity, while painful, is one of life's greatest teachers. It reveals strengths that were previously hidden, exposes flaws that need addressing, and builds character in ways that comfort never could. When a man faces the challenge of being let go, he has the opportunity to transform himself, not just to prove something to the world, but to discover the greatness within him. The adversity of loss isn't a punishment, it's a gift. It's a chance to grow, to evolve, and to emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. And for those who embrace this challenge, the rewards are life-changing. The man who rises from heartbreak becomes a man who can face anything, turning what once seemed like an ending into the beginning of something extraordinary. There is something undeniably magnetic about self-worth. It's a quality that radiates strength, confidence, and independence, traits that command respect and admiration. When a woman chooses to walk away from a relationship where she feels undervalued or stagnant, she sends a powerful message. She values herself enough to demand more. This self-worth becomes an irresistible force, drawing respect and often a deeper level of appreciation from the man she leaves behind. At the heart of this concept lies a fundamental truth about human nature. People are naturally drawn to those who respect themselves. Self-worth is not arrogance or entitlement. It's a quiet, unshakable belief in one's value. When a woman embodies this, she sets a standard not just for how she expects to be treated, but also for how others perceive her. It's a standard that says, I am worth effort, respect, and genuine care. For a man, this realization can be transformative. Initially, the act of being let go might feel like rejection, but as the dust settles, he begins to see the depth of her decision. He recognizes that her choice wasn't about punishing him or playing games. It was about standing firm in her values. This clarity often brings a newfound respect, even admiration, for her courage and strength. The magnetism of self-worth also lies in its ability to inspire growth. When a woman walks away with dignity and confidence, it challenges the man to rise to her level. It's as though she's holding up a mirror, reflecting his potential back at him. He sees not only the areas where he fell short, but also the possibilities for what he could become. This is not about manipulation or control. It's about creating space for growth and self-improvement. A woman who leaves a relationship because she feels her emotional needs are not being met. Instead of pleading or compromising her standards, she decides to prioritize her own happiness. This act of self-respect often forces the man to confront his behavior. He may start to ask himself difficult questions. Why didn't I see her needs? What can I do differently in the future? How can I become the kind of partner who deserves her? These questions, though challenging, are the starting point for meaningful change. Self-worth is also contagious. When a woman values herself, it sets an example for those around her. It shows the man and anyone else watching that self-respect is non-negotiable. It teaches that love and relationships are not about losing oneself to please another, but about two individuals coming together in mutual respect and support. The woman's act of letting go often highlights the difference between genuine love and dependency. True love is about choosing each other every day, not out of fear of being alone, but out of a deep appreciation for what each person brings to the relationship. When a woman prioritizes her self-worth, she ensures that any future connection she enters will be built on a foundation of mutual respect rather than neediness or imbalance. This journey of self-worth is empowering for the woman, but it's equally impactful for the man. In her strength, he finds a challenge and opportunity to grow and evolve. And whether or not they reconcile, the lessons learned from her decision will stay with him, shaping his approach to relationships and his understanding of what it means to truly value another person. The magnetism of self-worth is not about forcing someone to see your value. It's about living in a way that makes your value undeniable. When a woman lets a man go with grace and confidence, she leaves behind a legacy of strength and self-respect that has the power to transform not only her life, but his as well. It's a reminder that love begins with the way we value ourselves, and from that foundation we can inspire others to grow and reach for something greater. Love and neediness often stand on opposite sides of a delicate balance in relationships. True love thrives on mutual respect, understanding, and choice, while neediness stems from insecurity, fear, and dependency. When a woman decides to let a man go, she sends a powerful message about the distinction between these two dynamics. It becomes a profound moment of clarity, not just for the man, but for the relationship as a whole. It underscores the idea that love is not about holding on out of desperation, but about letting go when it's necessary to preserve self-respect and personal growth. In a healthy relationship, love is a choice, a conscious decision to be with someone because of who they are and how they add to your life. It's not about filling a void or relying on the other person to define your worth. However, when neediness takes over, the dynamic shifts. Instead of being rooted in mutual respect, the relationship becomes an unbalanced exchange where one or both partners cling to the other out of fear of loss or loneliness. This imbalance often leads to resentment, miscommunication, and an erosion of genuine connection. When a woman chooses to let go, especially in the face of neediness, she reclaims the narrative. She demonstrates that her value is not tied to another's ability to hold on to her, but to her own sense of self-worth. This act of independence is a wake-up call for the man, challenging him to examine the foundation of his feelings. Was he truly in love, or was he merely afraid of being alone? Was his attachment rooted in admiration and respect, or was it driven by dependency? These are tough questions, but they are necessary for growth. This clarity can lead to transformation. The man begins to understand that love is not about possession or control, but about partnership and shared purpose. He realizes that a relationship built on neediness is not sustainable, nor is it fulfilling. It's a hollow connection that limits both individuals instead of empowering them to grow together. In this realization, he may start to develop a deeper appreciation for what genuine love looks like, love that is freely given and freely received. For the woman, letting go reinforces her own strength and independence. It affirms that she is not obligated to stay in a relationship that doesn't honor her needs or align with her values. This choice is not easy, but it is liberating. It allows her to prioritize her well-being and set a standard for the kind of love she deserves. By walking away, she creates space for a relationship that is based on equality, mutual respect, and shared growth. This shift in dynamics often leads to profound change in both individuals. The man, confronted with the loss of someone he cares about, is motivated to grow and evolve. He learns that true love requires effort, self-awareness, and a willingness to meet his partner as an equal. The woman, by standing firm in her self-worth, opens the door to deeper connections in the future, whether with the same partner after growth has occurred or with someone new. The distinction between love and neediness lies in the way individuals approach relationships. Love is about freedom, the freedom to be yourself, to grow, and to choose your partner every day. Neediness, on the other hand, is about restriction, restricting your own potential and the potential of your partner out of fear or insecurity. By letting go, the woman teaches an invaluable lesson that the strongest connections are built not on dependency but on a foundation of mutual respect and choice. This transformation, though challenging, is deeply rewarding. It allows both individuals to break free from unhealthy patterns and step into relationships that are more fulfilling and authentic. Love, at its core, is not about clinging tightly, but about holding lightly and letting it grow in its own time and space. It is in this freedom that love truly thrives. Loss is one of life's most profound teachers, and in relationships, its lessons often come with a sharp edge. When a woman lets a man go, the experience of loss can be devastating for him, but it also holds the potential to spark growth and transformation. The absence of someone important creates a void that forces reflection, self-assessment, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. It is through this process that the man often realizes the value of what he had only after it is gone. The realization of value post-loss is a universal truth rooted in human nature. People tend to appreciate things more when they are no longer accessible. In relationships, this phenomenon is particularly poignant. While together, it's easy to overlook the little things, the moments of kindness, the sacrifices, the emotional support, and the connection that a partner brings. When these are suddenly absent, their significance becomes glaringly clear. The man is left with a sense of longing and regret, wishing he had recognized their worth sooner. This newfound awareness often leads to deep introspection. The man begins to replay past interactions, looking for signs he missed or moments he could have handled differently. He questions his priorities, his communication style, and his ability to truly be present in the relationship. This process, though painful, is an essential step toward personal growth. It's a chance to learn not just about what went wrong, but about how to be better moving forward. Loss also has a way of stripping away superficial concerns, revealing what truly matters. In the absence of his partner, the man starts to see the relationship for what it was: a partnership built on shared moments, mutual respect, and love. The things that once seemed important, like petty arguments or external distractions, fade into insignificance. This clarity helps him understand not just the value of the relationship, but also the qualities he should prioritize in any future connection. At the same time, loss can ignite a sense of motivation. For some men, the pain of separation becomes a powerful catalyst for change. They channel their emotions into self-improvement, working on their physical health, emotional intelligence, or personal goals. This transformation is not just about becoming someone their partner might want back, but about becoming the best version of themselves. It's about taking the lessons learned from the loss and using them to build a stronger foundation for future relationships. For the woman, letting go often serves as a declaration of self-worth. By walking away, she sets a boundary, emphasizing her need for respect, effort, and reciprocity. This act of self-respect not only empowers her, but also challenges the man to rise to her standard. Whether or not they reconcile, the man's growth benefits him in countless ways, enhancing his relationships, career, and overall sense of purpose. The lesson in loss is not just about recognizing what was, it's about understanding what can be. It's about taking the pain of separation and using it as a tool for transformation. For the man, the experience teaches him to value the people in his life more deeply, to express gratitude more openly, and to invest more fully in his relationships. These lessons, hard-earned though they may be, pave the way for a more fulfilling future. Loss, though painful, is not the end. It's a beginning, a chance to grow, to evolve, and to approach life and love with greater wisdom and authenticity. It teaches us that value is not just about what we have, but about how we nurture and cherish it. For the man who learns this lesson, the pain of loss becomes a stepping stone to becoming a better partner, a better person, and someone capable of building and sustaining deeper, more meaningful connections in the future. Through loss, he discovers not just what he had, but who he can become. Letting go is often misunderstood as an act of surrender or defeat, but in reality, it is a profound expression of strength and self-empowerment. When a woman chooses to walk away from a relationship, especially one that no longer aligns with her values or well-being, she is demonstrating the courage to prioritize herself and embrace the unknown. This act is not just about ending a relationship, it's about reclaiming control over her narrative and setting the stage for new opportunities, growth, and fulfillment. In relationships, it's easy to become comfortable, even in situations that don't serve one's highest good. Familiarity creates a sense of security, and the idea of letting go can feel like stepping into uncertainty. But true strength lies in recognizing when staying is more harmful than leaving. A woman who lets go does so not because she doesn't care, but because she cares enough about herself to demand better. This decision is rooted in self-respect, a quality that not only empowers her, but also commands respect from others. For the man, this act of letting go can be both jarring and eye-opening. It forces him to confront the reality that love is not something to be taken for granted. The woman's departure creates a vacuum that compels him to reflect on what he could have done differently and what he needs to do to grow. It challenges him to rise to a higher standard, not out of an obligation, but out of a newfound understanding of what it takes to build a meaningful relationship. This process of letting go also highlights the importance of agency and choice. In many cases, people stay in relationships out of fear of being alone, fear of failure, or fear of starting over. But by choosing to leave, the woman takes control of her own story. She acknowledges that her happiness and growth are her responsibility, and she refuses to settle for less than she deserves. This decision, while difficult, is liberating. It allows her to move forward with clarity and purpose, knowing that she has the strength to create the life and love she truly wants. For both individuals, the act of letting go creates a ripple effect of growth. The woman gains a deeper sense of self-worth and the confidence to pursue relationships that align with her values. The man, on the other hand, is given an opportunity to reflect and evolve. He learns that relationships require effort, mutual respect, and a willingness to meet each other's needs. This realization can lead to profound personal growth as he works to become the kind of partner who can build and sustain a healthy, fulfilling connection. Letting go is not about giving up, it's about creating space for growth, for healing, and for new possibilities. It's about recognizing that clinging to something that no longer serves you only holds you back from what could be. For the woman, it's an affirmation of her strength and self-respect. For the man, it's an invitation to grow and transform. Together, these experiences pave the way for a deeper understanding of love and connection.
The act of letting go teaches an invaluable lesson that true empowerment comes from knowing when to hold on and when to walk away. It's a reminder that love, at its best, is not about possession or control, but about mutual respect, growth, and choice.
By letting go, the woman reclaims her power, and in doing so, she inspires the man to find his own. This mutual growth, though born from pain, creates the potential for deeper, more authentic relationships in the future. It's a testament to the transformative power of strength and the courage it takes to embrace change. As we draw this journey to a close, let us remember the profound lessons hidden within the act of letting go. True strength lies not in clinging to what holds us back, but in having the courage to release it, trusting that growth and transformation await on the other side. When a woman chooses to let go, she reclaims her power, sets a standard for love, and invites the man to rise to his own potential. This isn't about loss, it's about liberation. It's about discovering the greatness within ourselves and learning that love is not about possession, but about mutual respect, choice, and growth. Adversity, though painful, is the forge in which resilience is built. Self-worth, when embraced, becomes a beacon that inspires and challenges those around us to become better versions of themselves. I leave you with this: don't fear the moments of letting go. Embrace them as opportunities to grow, to evolve, and to elevate your life. Whether you are the one who walks away or the one who is let go, use the experience as a stepping stone to greatness. Learn the lessons, make the changes, and approach love with a deeper understanding of what it truly means to connect. The strongest relationships and the strongest individuals are forged not in comfort, but in the willingness to grow through challenges. Letting go is not the end, it's the beginning of a new chapter filled with strength, wisdom, and the promise of something extraordinary. Thank you.